So where did we stop in the last class? I guess we were talking about streams, a serialization process. So making the objects eligible for serialization. That is what we do. So serialization is actually the process of representing the object state, the sequence of bytes, as I told you people. In the sense binary format, I can say, right? Yeah. So today we'll see how to serialize the object. For serialization, the purpose of serializing an object, as I told you people, to write that object state to the file. To write the object state to the file, we will serialize the objects. Okay. So for this purpose, we have a method called as object output string. We got a method called as object output string. Object output string. So this is also from java.io package itself. Is also from java.io package. So you know, in the object output stream, we got a method called as write object. We got a method called as write object. Okay. So write object method basically it does three things. First of all, it helps us to serialize that object state. Write object method serializes the object state, transmits the serialized object state through the stream. The third thing, writes the object state to the file. Write the object state to the file. Okay, serializes the object state, transmits the serialized object state through the stream, writes the object state to the file. So these are the three things which are taken care by the write object method of object output stream. Okay, so we have a predefined method for this. So I can say that overall the process of serialization, writing the object state to the file is pretty simple and straightforward for us. Okay, just a minute. Let me open this ID. So now we have this object. So we have to serialize this object. For this, we'll make use of this object output string class. But this object output streams class method, right? Object, it will serialize the object. It will transmit the object state through the stream, right? Now we need a stream. We have to open a stream here. So this stream, you know, it should be which stream, input stream or output stream? What do you people think? So we need an input stream or output stream? We need an output stream, right? Yeah. So that output stream again, it should be byte stream or character stream. What do you people think? We have two types of streams again, right? A character stream and a byte stream. It should be what type of stream again? A byte stream or character stream? Okay. Actually, we have to transmit what type of data? The object state is in which format? After serialization process, the object state is in which format? In the last class I gave you people the definition. It is in the sequence of bytes. It is in the form of sequence of bytes, right? Binary format I can say. When the object goes through the serialization process, you will find that the object state will be represented as sequence of bytes. So we have sequence of bytes here. So that's the reason why this is binary format. So that's the reason why we need a byte stream itself. So we have to create a byte stream. That should be output stream again. So which helps us to read the data, write the data to the file. So that is where we'll use this file output stream class. So we are opening a stream. I can say we'll open a stream here. So the file name, I'll call it as item data.set. So to this file output stream class constructor, we'll pass the file name. Okay, we'll pass the file name. Yes, we'll pass the file name. Yes. So this file name is item data.set. So you can give any name. The extension can be .txt also. Extension can be .txt also. But SCR, I'm using this extension .scr. SCR means generally the files, okay, the files where the stream, in which the files in which we store the object state. Generally for the files we use the extension SCR. We use the extension SCR actually. Yes. Okay. Now I am not specifying any path here. Where exactly this file will be created? Item data.set. Yes. So where exactly this file will be created? What do you people think? So this file will be created in this projects directory, current directory itself. So where is the sample file? I mean, it belongs to which project? IO project, right? So in this project directory itself, that file will be created. In this project directory itself, that file will be created. Okay. Yeah. So now we are just creating this output stream, and who will use this output stream? The object output stream will use it. Object output stream. Okay. So to this object output stream class constructor, you're passing the file output stream. So file output stream, that stream will be used by this object output stream to transmit that object state. Serialized object state will be transmitted through the file output stream, which is byte stream actually. It's a byte output stream. Yes. So we have a method. What is that method? Write object. We'll pass the item object reference. We'll close the stream. Okay. So after this, you see, I'll close that file output stream also. And then we'll print a message. Object state return to the file. Just a minute. Yeah. Object state return to the file. So let's run this code. Oops. You see this message? It says item, it's not serializable. Let me see this twice. Okay, but item class, it is from different project. I'm sorry. So in this project, IO project, you say you have to make this item class implements serializable interface. Make this class implements serializable interface. Okay. Make the class implement serializable interface. As I told you people, by making this class implement serializable interface, You're serializing this. Sorry, we are making the item class objects eligible for serialization. We are making the item class objects eligible for serialization. Okay. Yes. Says object state return to the file. Okay. Object state return to the file. Now, so that file item data dot scr. So there you won't see that file immediately here. You won't see that file immediately here. You have to refresh the project. Refresh the project once. You see here now you will be able to see this file item data dot scr. This is the file. You have to refresh the project. By default, you will not see this file here. You have to refresh it. So open this cell file item data dot scr file. See, this is all blah blah blah. It's all blah blah blah. I can say. Okay. So it's because it's in the serialized format, right? In the sequence of bytes. So generally, you may not understand it, but don't worry. No worries. No problem. We don't need to read this data explicitly. We don't have to read this data explicitly here. That means through the application we'll read it, not directly from the file. Through the application we'll read it. So as of now, what we did here, is it clear for you people? So anyone got any doubts or issues in this regard, please let me know.
Hi Mahesh and CC.
Yeah, tell me.
So actually, which one is converting the object into the byte in the series of bytes? File output stream or object output stream?
You see, object output stream, as I told you people, it's responsible for serialization format. Serializes the object state. That means represents the object state in the sequence of bytes format. Okay. So file output stream is used to transmit that serialized object state to the file. Okay. Object output stream is responsible for serialization process. After that, transmitting it to the file through the stream and writing it to the file is taken care by the object output stream itself. It uses file output stream. Object output stream, write object method will use. Internally, it uses file output stream to transmit that object state through the to the file. I'm sorry. Transmit the object state through the stream to the file. That's it. Okay. Any other questions? Okay, good. So now we have written this object state to the file, right? So let's see how to write this object state. Sorry, read this object state. So can you people explain me this process? Can someone explain me this process? Don't worry about the technicalities. Just in general, what we have to do in order to read that object state. What do you think? What we have to do here? Yes. Yes. Tell me. Uh, Actually, we don't use output stream, right? Output stream is used to only send the data from the application to the file. From the application to the file. That is what we do. From the Java application, we'll move the data to the file here. Yes. From the Java application, we'll move the data to the file. So for that we use output stream. So we need an input stream. Okay, fine. So we have to create an input stream. That too, it should be what type? Byte stream format. It should be a byte input stream. It should be a byte input stream. So we have to create a file input stream. So this file input stream class object, it represents a byte input stream, I can say. Basically, we are creating a byte input stream. It's a byte input stream. So after creating this byte input stream, now we can use this stream to transmit that object state which is in the file into the Java application. Now we can read the data which is in the file into the Java application, you can say, from the file into the Java. Yes. So that object state which is in the file is basically in the binary format or sequence of bytes, I can say. It's basically in the binary format or sequence of bytes. Yes. Sequence of bytes. So we have to read that sequence of bytes and use the information which is in that file. That object state is in that file, right? So what information we have, let's try to recollect it once. So during the serialization process, so what is the data which is written to the file? Let's see. So during the serialization process, objects data as well as the information about objects type, that means class information I can say, and the data type details also, the data type details also. So all this information is written to the file. All this information is written to the file. Okay. So now we have to read that data, and that data is also in the sequence of bytes section. Data is also in the sequence of bytes. And using that information, we have to reconstruct the object. Using that information, we have to reconstruct the object. Okay. So let's see how to do that. For that, we'll use this class. Just a minute, please. Object input stream class. In the object input stream class, we got a method called as read object. Okay, read object method. So when we talk about read object method, first of all, you see what we need to do. We have to, so this read object method, this is a method. First of all, it reads the object state. It reads serialized object state, I can say, serialized object state from the file, or serialize the object state from the file, from the file into the Java application through the input stream or through the stream, I can say, basically input stream is used for that. Next, reconstructs the object using that, using the info uh, based on the info stored in the file. That's it. Reconstructs the object. So that is what happens. Okay. So this is what the read object method does. Reconstruct the object based on the info stored in the file. And I can say that returns the object reference. Returns the object reference. Okay. So this whole process, I can say that this is, especially this is a deserialization process. So in the deserialization process, what happens? Deserialization process. So the object state, which is in sequence of bytes, it is used to reconstruct the object here. So we are reconstructing the object using that object state, I can see, which is written to the file, which is reverse process, I can see this. So it is actually reverse process. Okay. Let's use this plus object input stream. Okay, so I'll say object input stream, otherwise you'll be there is a possibility that you may mislead. Uh, yes. Now let me just call that method write object, sorry, read object. So you'll get an item object reference. So we'll print this item details, item ID, name, and price. So let me run this code. You see you got the data here. So this read object method, it throws a checked exception, that is class not found exception. Okay, fine. So is it clear for everyone? Anyone got any questions or issues in this regard? Please let me know. Yeah. So any questions, please let me know. So I'll assume that this is clear for you people. So who's creating this item object here basically? Who's creating this item object here? Who's creating item object? So yes, the read object method of object input stream class is doing it. The read object method of object input stream class is doing it. Okay. Yes. So how the read object method is aware of this class details? Like it has to create which class object, how the read object method is aware of it. Because in that file we have the class details. In that file we got the class details. Okay. So this is about writing the object state to the file and reading it from the file again. So basically, why we are writing the object state to the file? So what is the purpose? Why did we do that? Sorry. Hello. Hello. Sorry. Can you people hear me? Okay. Sorry. Yes. Because you see, objects they live on the heap memory, right? Objects basically they live on the heap memory. You'll find that the heap memory is a volatile memory. Heap memory is a volatile memory. Okay, it's volatile memory. So the data is stored temporarily in the heap. So to make sure that we save this object state to the file permanently, we write the object state to the files. Right? We write the object state to the files. That's it. Okay, so if it is clear, then let's move on. Now we'll talk about reading the data from the standard input device. Reading the data from the standard input device. From the keyboard, I can say. Okay, so maybe in other languages you learn it in the beginning itself, but when it comes to Java, you see, so you'll learn this concept later. Okay, yes. Now in the streams we'll cover this concept. So you see, we have to read the data from the file, sorry, from the keyboard now, that is standard input device. So we need to create which type of string here. We have to create which string here. Okay, we need a character string. Okay, that's right. Character input or output string. Character input or output string. So it should be a character input stream, right? So we have to read the data into the from the keyboard into the file. Sorry, into the application. Okay, sorry. So we have to create a standard input device here. Yes. We have to create a string. Sorry. Let's create a string. Input streams reader. You see this input stream reader class is also from java.io package itself. Okay. So in the input stream reader class, we have a method. Sorry. Here, the input stream reader class. You see, we have a constructor in the input stream reader class. You see, we got a constructor which takes this reference system.in. System.in means what do we mean by system.in? Standard input device, that is your keyboard. System.in means basically it refers to the keyboard, I can say. Standard.in means it refers to the standard input device. That is your keyboard, I can say. Okay. Yes. Fine. Now, now I can say that we have opened an input stream from the Java application to the standard input device. So let's use the stream to read the data. Input stream reader dot read. So read method, when you call it, you'll find that it prompts the user to read the to provide some input, to provide a character. Okay, to provide a character, I can say. It will prompt the user to provide a character. Yes. Now, always this read method returns this Unicode value of that character which user has typed in, and you have to convert it into character type again. Okay. Yes. You see, we'll print that character you typed in. ch. You can close the string. So if I run this code, you see, now it will prompt the user to type in the character. So till that time, you see this application is blocked like this. It will wait for the user to type in the data. Yes, you see, I'll type in a character, let's say something like this, H, and then I'll press enter. You see, you get you typed in H. This way, you can read a character from the keyboard, standard input device. Okay. So what if I want to read more than one character? If you want to read more than one character, in that case, you'll go for buffered reader. So buffered reader, in the buffered reader class, we have read line method. Already we have used buffer reader, right? To read the data from the file. So now call this buffer reader method, buffer reader's read line method. So it prompts the user to provide a string set of characters. So user can provide a line, can type in a line and then press enter. Once user types in a line and press enter, press enter, what happens? You see the data, whatever the data user has typed in, will be stored into a string object, and string object reference is written here. Okay. Let's print that line. which is stored in that string object. That's it. So let me run this code. Now you see, I'll type in a line and I'll press enter. So whatever you have typed in, you'll find that it is stored in the string object and it is written. In turn we are displaying the content. So hope you people got it. Yes. So any questions, please let me know. Okay, good. So if it is clear, then we'll move on. So far, you see, we have worked with the strings. So far, we have worked with the strings, which helps us to move the data, right? Here, now we'll move on to the next topic, so which is also very important. That is collection API. Collection API. Is anyone familiar with collection API? Collection API. No idea. Okay, no problem. You know, I have a question for you people. For suppose, let's say you have collection of objects, a group of objects. So how will you handle them? If you got collection of objects, a group of objects, how will you handle them? Arrays, very good. So we use arrays to handle a collection of objects or a group of objects, right? Here, there are couple of drawbacks for the arrays. What are they? Can you just tell me? What are the limitations of array? What is the limitation of an array? Static instantiation, okay. You know what, you will find that first of all, array, when we talk about arrays, size is limited. So what is the other drawback? Uh, yes, actually, I hear this I hear this drawback. What is the drawback? It says we can only store similar elements into an array. We can only store elements of similar type in array, right? But actually, that is not a limitation. Array can take different types of elements. You know that array can actually take different types of elements. Can someone tell me how can we create an array which can take any type of elements? Uh, we can create an array which is of type object. That means an object array. You see, if I create an object array this way, into this object array, we can store what type of elements? Can you people tell me? Into this object array, we can store what type of elements? This object array can take what type of elements? You can store any type of element basically. We can store any type of elements into this object array. We can store any type of elements into this object array. Okay. So this is not a limitation. So, but I can say that there is one more limitation. Array always uses only one type of data structure. Array always uses only one type of data structure. That is list data structure, I can say. Array only uses list data structure. Array uses list data structure. Yeah. What is a data structure? You see, I'm talking about a data structure here. What does that mean? Can you people tell me? Data structure means, I can say that basically it defines the way the elements should be stored into the memory, or how the elements have to be organized in the memory. Data structure, it describes or it defines how to organize the elements, how to organize the elements or store the elements into the memory. The data structure, it defines how exactly the elements should be organized or should be stored into the memory. So we have many different data structures here. We got many different data structures. So yes, it defines how the elements have to be organized in the memory. You might have definitely come across or might have heard about a lot of data structures, right? So what are the various data structures which you people have heard about? Yes, linked list, array list, vector, queue, stack, doubly linked list, hash set, hash table, tree data structures. So there are many different types of data structures. You'll find that we got many different types of data structures. Okay, so each data structure describes one way of storing the elements of it. Each data structure defines one way of storing the elements into the data structure. Arrays they use list data structure. Yes, list data structure. You'll find that always the elements are stored based on a index. Always the elements are stored based on the index itself. For every element, you'll have sorry. Yes, for every element, we'll have an index. We have already discussed about it, array concept, right? So how the elements are stored using an index. The elements are stored based on the index itself. The first element which we add to that list will be at zeroth index. Second element will be at first index. Third element will be at second index. Fourth element will be at fifth index, and so on like that. Now, array arrays always they use this list data structure. So this is the only data structure they use. Okay. Yes. Can we change the data structure which is used by the arrays? I can say no, it is not possible. We cannot change the data structure which is used by the arrays. It always uses the standard data structure. That is list. Only list data structure is used here. So let's move on. Now, these are the limitations which you have for the arrays. First of all, size is the limitation. The second thing is the data structure which we use. Yes. To overcome these issues, not only these issues, but to provide a good support to handle a collection of objects, you'll find that the Java provides this collection API. So the collection API is basically used to collection API is used to handle collection of objects. So this is an API. When I say an API, that means In the API, you'll have predefined classes and methods, right? In the API, you've got predefined classes and methods. So basically, this collection API means set of predefined classes and methods, is used to handle a collection of objects or a group of objects, I can say. Okay, yes. In the collection API, you have collection classes. In the collection API, you got collection classes. Each collection class, each collection class implements a data structure. Each collection class, it implements a data structure. You see, when you talk about your collection classes, you will find that the collection class object can hold collection of objects, a group of objects, I can say. Collection class objects can hold collection of objects or group of objects. Internally, each collection class, it stores the elements into a particular data structure, I can say. Each collection class, it will store the elements into a particular data structure. Each collection class, it stores elements into a particular data structure. So we have different data structures, so you'll see that. Okay. Yes. You know what? One more thing. Unlike arrays, size is not fixed. Like arrays, the size is not fixed. Element means a value which is stored. In the arrays also we have used this term element, right? Whatever the values which is stored to an array, the elements. Even in the collections also, whatever the values we are going to handle, group of values, we call them as elements here. So collection API, it provides collection classes, I can say. Basically, it is used to handle a collection of objects. Collection API is used to handle a collection of objects, a group of objects. In the collection API, you got collection classes. Each collection class implements a data set. Unlike arrays, size is not fixed. Okay, so let's take an example. I'll show it to you. Just a minute. See, let me do this. Here, we have a collection class called as array list. It's a class in Java. Okay, so it is in which package? Java.util package. This collection class is in java.util package. So the class name is array list. Into this, that means if this is a collection class, the name, if it indicates that this class, it implements array list data structure. When I say it implements array list data structure, what does that mean? What do people think? When I say this class implements array list data structure, what does that mean? What do people think? It uses array list data structure. Yes. That means internally the elements are stored into array list data structure, I can say. Internally the elements are stored into array list data structure. Right? Internally the elements will be stored into array list data structure. So now what elements you want to store here? I'll specify the element type. I want to store string values. You see, this is the data type. In the angular brackets, you see we have specified that elements data type details, I can say. It indicates that we want to store string elements. We want to store string elements in a collection object. Yes. I'll do this. Names equal to new array list of string. That means we are creating a collection class object here. Which collection class object? Array list collection class object. We'll create an array list collection class object. So let's add the elements. You know what? You see, I'm trying to add the elements. To add the elements, we have this add method. So all you need to do is, using that collection object reference, you have to call this add method and pass that elements which you want to add. So what are the elements you want to add? Just pass those elements. So Harry, John, Raj, and so on. So we have added three elements here. We got three elements. How can we read the elements from the collection? So in order to read the elements from the collection, we can use for each loop. We can use for each loop. So you see the elements of what type? String type, right? Now you see, I'll create a for each loop. We'll declare the temporary variable of type string because the elements are string type, and we'll pass this collection object reference. We'll pass the collection object reference. That's it. So we'll run this code. When you run this code, you see we got those elements. So how many elements can we add to this collection object? I can say this arraylist class object which we have created here. It's a collection class object. So how many elements can we add here? What is it to be? You can add any number of elements. There is no such restriction. The size is not fixed here. You can add any number of elements. The size is not at all fixed. Okay, size is not fixed. We can add any number of elements. You can say size is not fixed. Hope you people got it. Now, uh, you know what? There is one more advantage here to this collection classes. You have lot of predefined methods, I can say. You got predefined methods here. There are lot of predefined methods. I can say. For example, let's say I want to search an element. So do we have any predefined method to search an element in the arrays? Do we have any predefined method to search an element in the arrays? Is there any predefined method to search the elements in the arrays? I can say no. You won't find any predefined method to search an element. But here you see we have a method to search an element. You call this named method and call this contains, sorry, not method. Use that collection object reference. Names is a reference variable which holds collection object reference. So call the contains method and pass the element here. So what is that element? Let's say John. Pass element. So what the contains method does, it will take that element, it will search for that element, and it simply returns true if that element is found. If the element is found, it returns true. Otherwise, it returns false. So in this case, that element is present in the collection, right? It returns true. Yes. Okay. So hope you people got. Similarly, if you want to count the elements, is there any predefined method in the arrays? Do we have any predefined method? Actually, you'll find that length is not a method. It's just a property which will store that initial value of that array or size of that array. You can create a size of array 20, but you may store only 10 elements. So if you use length property, then in that length property value, will you have 10? What value you'll have, 10 or 20? What value you have, 10 or 20? 20, the size of the array, not the number of elements. I can say that actually there is no predefined method to search the elements. Okay. So if there is no method to count the number of elements. If you want to count the elements, there is no method. But you see, in the collection API, in the collection classes, you'll find predefined methods for that. Okay. It will return the size. It will count the number of elements and returns the size. So you call this method size. It returns the size. So this way you'll find that you have lot of predefined methods in this collection classes. Okay. So we'll dig into more details of this collection API, but I'll stop it here today. Okay. So tomorrow we'll have class at same time, then we'll continue discussion. Yes. So in next class, we'll be entirely digging into the details of the collection API. So this weekend schedule also, I'll message you people in WhatsApp. So maybe we'll have a session in the evening also this weekend. So I'll let you know. One morning and one evening session, both Saturday and Sunday, you will have classes this weekend. I'll confirm the timings for you people. Okay. Yeah. Okay, fine. So that's all for today. Yes, Shashi. Okay, let me check once. I'm sorry. Actually, I've been running with very tight schedule. As you know, I informed you. So uh, let me see once. Okay. I'll let you know. Sure. Okay then. Thank you all. Bye bye.